government yet to fund commission of inquiry. Census workers told to work fast. And the protest over sidelined hospital boss. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Grace Papiali. Thank you for joining us. The inquiry into the behavior of police at the January 10 riots could lead to long-term changes in the way the police force operates. The Commission of Inquiry opened today, and Commissioner Justice Elanas Batari outlined what issues he will be looking at. He also expressed concern that the inquiry is yet to receive funding from the national government.
Yes, thank you.
Opening the inquiry, Justice Batari outlined 13 terms of reference surrounding the January 10th riots to investigate. In his speech, he simplified them into 3 major issues. He will investigate the current police structure and make recommendations on any changes, look at police governance and administration and make recommendations, and inquire into the events that led into the Black Wednesday riots.
Approved the appointment of a full-scale independent inquiry into the entire police force, including its structure, governance and administration, and the civil arrest of 10th of January 2024.
About 50 to 60 witnesses are to be called, and the commissioner invited people to make submissions.
It will be noted that the Commission of Inquiry has powers to invite or summon persons to give evidence. Witness protection protocols will be observed at all times and enforced, and the Commission of Inquiry will also maintain a high level of confidentiality and security of documents and exhibits.
The inquiry will be led by Justice Batari for 6 months.
I am scheduled to do this in 6 months from the date of the first sitting to complete and tender its report to the government.
He further asked for cooperation from the general public during the inquiry.
Despite today's opening, Justice Batari highlighted that funding has not been released yet. He appealed to the government to release the funding before public hearing on Monday at 9:30 a.m. James Guken, National EMTV News.
The Minister for Petroleum, Jimmy Madina, has stood down while he faces assault charges in Australia.
Prime Minister James Marape will appoint an acting minister to replace Mr. Madina. The Prime Minister said Mr. Madina offered to step aside as he attends to allegations. He urged the public to refrain from speculations as the matter is now before the courts. It's alleged Mr. Madina assaulted a 31-year-old woman in Bondi Beach in Sydney. He was released on conditional bail and will appear at Waverley Local Court on Thursday. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
Census workers have been encouraged to lift their efforts by the Minister for Administrative Services, Richard Masere. His call comes after concerns have been expressed around the country at the slow count, which could be inaccurate.
Mr. Masere said despite challenges like logistical constraints and delays in SIM card activations, the census has commenced. Work is in progress to upload data collected into census database. This process will take time. The minister said all funding has been allocated to provinces for payment of census collectors' allowances. The minister said the delays in the payment of the data collectors was due to many not having access to bank accounts. The census team are working to make sure the payments go to the right person. The preliminary count will be done by the 12th of August. This will not be the end, as further data validation and analysis is to be made before the final data is released next year. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
A peaceful protest has been held in Goroka to draw attention to grievances about a suspended health professional. Leaders from 8 districts in the Eastern Highlands province organized a march.
3 weeks ago, the Eastern Highlands Provincial Health Authority Chief Executive Officer Dr. Joseph Apa was suspended by the authority's board over allegations of misuse of funds. An investigation was started but had to stop when Dr. Apa won a court stay order allowing him to continue working. Protests organizer and Goroka leader Jeffrey Sasuo said the issues was potentially becoming a life or death situation with people's health affected. His group wants Dr. Apa to allow the investigation to go ahead.
Immediately! Not forthwith. I repeat myself, not forthwith, immediately.
Police were present to stop protesters from entering the hospital and to ensure there was no disturbance to people accessing the hospital. Inspector Timothy Pomoso explained to protesters that Dr. Apa's decision can only be challenged through the courts. A petition was presented to Eastern Highlands Governor Simon Sia and provincial leaders.
Public, the court system too, it will take another 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks. We can't let the hospital to run without the CEO. Without the CEO.
He supported the call for Dr. Apa to vacate the office until all investigations has been finalized. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Start your day the smart way with the new Smart Start Breakfast Biscuit. Whether you are busy or on a budget, Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits gives you a healthy and affordable breakfast to set you up for school or play. Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits are fortified with essential vitamins for body or brain health. They contain vitamin A for healthy growth and development, vitamin B6 for healthy metabolism, immune system and brain development, and vitamin B12 for nerve and cell health. Proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Remember the joy of playing with your toys as a child? At Morning Plus, we believe that every small business deserves a chance to build and grow. That's why we offer asset financing.
Our chance to building something new, to see a different point of view. With Morning Plus, we're ready to go.
Mipla Halivim Wari Bilong You.
Power Energy Drink. Feel the power.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. households will enjoy better connections and business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
The cost of cyber crime was around 3 trillion. And in 2025, there's a report by a company called Cyber Ventures. They said that it will reach 10.3 trillion by the year 2025. At that point, the laws are needed to be drilled down and then be specific to each technology. Like there has to be one for the satellites, there has to be one for email servers, there has to be one for recordings.
That's on 7 p.m. tonight.
Welcome back to National EMTV News. Census workers in the Hagen Central District protested this morning over the delay in receiving their census allowance. Provincial Census Coordinator Nizel Rambil explained that the delay is at the national level and called for patience and understanding from the counters.
The aggrieved census workers said for 6 weeks they have been training without any allowances or lunch. They also received nothing from the provincial government. They are questioning the delay in getting their allowances, went on strike and eventually protested. They gathered outside the provincial government building demanding answers.
Now for almost 6 weeks people are coming again. They want to this far.
With the presence of police, the provincial administrator Joseph Mangbil called for patience and allowed the census coordinator to explain the delay. According to the coordinator, the delay is at the national level.
Highlands region. You know, sir, before I must play a population, I got provincial census trust, I got the province here. Where money is at the province, no replace a writing, and possible check, no replace a break, and no like. Now I will call him EFT, electronic fund transfer.
A worker expressed dissatisfactions, indicating that the national count happens every 10 years and the national government had 10 years to properly plan the count that is crucial for the development of the country.
Plan long, 10 years. 10 years have to plan now, making available funds now, by the stretching work of time, but now delay may come now. Why me call him this 2024? There's no sense I think about fail. Why me talk about it? Because there's no fund. And government should plan 10 years. And 10 years, after 10 years, we plus about this land. And this land ain't no come up wrong. Time stretch so. And by me fail him. You got him off now to fail census 2024.
In the meantime, the census count for Western Islands Province will take place on Wednesday, the 10th of July. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
Kompiamambum District MP said John Pundari is calling on Enga leaders to urgently convene to address the escalating law and order issues in the province. He claims that for more than 2 years, no action has been taken to control civil unrest in parts of the district. The ongoing tribal warfare in parts of the Kompiamambum district has prompted veteran MP, said John Pundari, to call for an urgent meeting with the Enga Provincial Administration, the Provincial Assembly and Provincial Police. Sir Pundari said, this proposed meeting is critically important and we must make every effort to ensure it takes place because it is in the best interest of the people. Ultimately, it aims for greater and permanent peace, not only for our electorate, but for Enga Province as a whole. He also expressed a deep concern with the provincial system. He claims it is working against ongoing peace efforts, despite support from peace mediators and security forces for nearly 2 years. Provincial member Sir Peter Ipatas said the provincial government was working on the issue. He said members of the Provincial Assembly and all district members must turn up to the Enga Provincial Headquarters to discuss issues with the provincial government. In his response to Pundari, he said, as leader of the electorate, take responsibility. We are doing our part. Mr. Ipatas is in the province working with his council presidents. Fisheries observers will get superannuation after the National Fisheries Authority gave a superannuation fund money for their super contributions.
240 observers from the National Fisheries Authority will benefit from today's partnership.
Presentation of just a little over 300,000 as super contribution for the fisheries observers to the #1 Super Limited, Choice Super account. Let me re-emphasize this. That contribution is for #1 Super Limited Choice Super account. NFA has come to realize that promoting a savings culture among contracted fisheries observers is crucial.
Mr. Gisawa explained how the mandatory contribution to #1 Super Limited came to be paid.
Papua New Guinea is the biggest observer in the region, a total of 240 observers, and their families will greatly benefit through this retirement investment. Again, to the NSL Choice Super account, so that after they retire or leave their jobs, they have a future investment for them and their family.
The Observer Program monitors fishing fleets for compliance. Tamara Gavi, National, MTV News.
Squatters at Bushwara in Port Moresby have till Wednesday to leave. #1 Super owns the land and the chief executive has said there will be no change to the eviction date.
The Chief Executive Officer of #1 Super Limited, Paul Sayer, gave an update on the eviction.
Settlers are to remove themselves from the Bushwara site, and that is the 10th of July. So by the 10th of July, the court, on behalf with the sheriff, and they'll be accompanied by the police. So under a court order, all settlers have been asked to remove themselves by 10th of July, which is Wednesday. The settlers have been given countdown notices starting from 120 days. And each week or so, we've been actually having various people remind those settlers that they need to remove themselves from that site. So it's a court order.
Mr. Sayer said that #1 Super Limited has been trying to get back the land for 30 years. He said some settlers have taken this to court and lost.
I have seen some of the settlers actually remove themselves from that site. Settlers earlier took action into the courts, which clearly showed that the land was owned by #1 Super and they'd had no rights to be on that particular land. So the courts have made a determination and enforced that the land is actually owned by 228,000 members of #1 Super. So this is land owned by many Papua New Guineans who have been waiting patiently for us to take possession of that land and then for us to actually look at how we can actually develop that land into the future. And this has been we first started that particular process, as we've said, almost 30 years ago. We've had numerous court battles.
Mr. Say outlined the plans for the area.
We could rebuild some suburbs and have them properly planned. So one of the challenges in Port Moresby is that there's a lot of unplanned buildings, and so by us having that ability to take possession of the land, we're able to look at how can we set that particular area up, and that land, if you think about it, is about the same sort of size as a Gerahu. So you'd have a mixture, we anticipate a mixture of things like housing as well as then commercial as well as then community. So having actual proper schools, having space, having proper roads, having water, power, proper facilities put into it. So this is an opportunity that you've got for Port Moresby to actually take possession and to actually do proper development. And unfortunately, that means that people who have taken land, who have been moved onto those sites, need to actually give way so we can actually take the land and do something with it.
Tamara Gavi, National, EMTV News.
Some Morobe province communities in Salamoa have had the lights turned on. The communities are receiving solar lights as part of an initiative by Huon Gulf member Jason Peter. He wants every village along the coastline and in the upper regions, including Hote, Yamap, Sapayea, and other villages across Salamoa and Morobe, have access to reliable lighting during the night. Mr. Peter's aim is to have houses in these villages equipped with solar lights and roofing iron. This change is set to improve living conditions and reduce the vulnerability of homes to the elements. As part of the ongoing bottom-up planning strategy, all ward councillors who spend their first funding can have access to an additional 66,000 kina. This funding will support further development projects in their wards, enhancing the overall infrastructure and services available to the communities. And now we take a look at the Nest Fund market report. The kina closed lower at 0.2597 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, Yokina was buying 0.2522 US dollars, 0.3720 Australian dollars, 0.2258 euro, 40.45 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed lower, cocoa closed unchanged, copra closed higher, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading lower, copper closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed unchanged, the ASX 200 is trading lower, the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections. Communities will get faster speeds and wider coverage. And business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. Plus, everyone will benefit from onshore storage that brings browsing home. It's all part of our ongoing billion kina nationwide investment. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching National EMTV News. Moving to overseas news, 3 children reported missing from the Gold Coast who have been found in Logan this morning. They were reported missing after living with the 27-year-old man who was now in custody.
Good morning. Police say the children, a 3-year-old girl and 2 boys, 5 and 6, were found at a service station at Mount Warren Park, south of Brisbane, at 7 a.m. this morning. A 27-year-old man known to the children is in custody. Police say the children were last seen leaving an address with the man on the Gold Coast around Sunday afternoon. The man was later found at a Slacks Creek address, south of Brisbane, around 10:30 p.m. last night. Police had been called there for a disturbance, and that's when authorities noticed that neither the children or his car were there. Police allege that the children spent the night in the car alone, and this morning walked into the service station and alerted an employee there of their being there, and that's when police were contacted. Today they'll undergo a medical assessment. Police say support is being offered to the family.
We've been liaising in contact with the biological mum from the time we became aware of it, and we've been providing her as much support as we possibly can. The main thing now is we're getting her reunited with her 3 kids.
Investigations are ongoing to why the children were there alone and what led up to it. Police are urging anyone with information to come forward.
France's far-right party has set an unexpected upset against left-wing rivals in the country's runoff parliamentary election. Projections suggest the National Rally Party of Marine Le Pen will finish in 3rd place because of a pact between the left and the centre.
In a shock result for all and a huge relief for many here, the far-left coalition has unexpectedly become the biggest party in the French parliament, beating the far-right.
The vote is final. The defeat of the president and his coalition has been clearly confirmed.
Equally stunned by tonight's results, Marine Le Pen's National Rally Party. So sure victory would be theirs, except it wasn't.
At an absolute loss for words, it seems. This has been a huge slap in the face for Marine Le Pen's party. All the polls before this election have predicted they at least would become the largest party in the French parliament. They said they were poised to govern, but the French people today said a resounding no.
Confusingly, their star shone so brightly in the first round of this election.
Malheureusement.
Unfortunately, an alliance of dishonour and a dangerous electoral arrangement set up by this government with the far-left coalition has deprived the French people of a political recovery.
So, Emmanuel Macron's gamble, calling this snap election, paid off. Or did it? No party has a majority to govern in France now, and President Macron's Prime Minister has just announced his resignation. Just ahead of hosting the Olympic Games, with all eyes on France, this EU and military power, key ally of Ukraine, has plunged into political limbo. And when France is unstable and distracted, the impact can reverberate outside the country too.
Police are still waiting to speak to a man who allegedly set fire to his family home in Sydney's west yesterday, killing 3 children.
Well, Gemma, the community here in Layla Park are understandably shocked by this incident that's happened here in their neighbourhood. They say they're devastated and heartbroken at the loss of 3 children after this house behind me here burnt down. Now, we've spoken to a few residents who are just trying to process what's happened here. We've also seen some residents walk by and just simply stop and stare at the house, trying to process what's happened. We tried to speak to them, but understandably they're too distraught to speak as they're trying to go through their emotions and really comprehend the gravity of the situation here. Here's what some of them had to say yesterday.
The first thing we heard was the screaming. It was terrible, and it was what woke us up.
Crazy, it's just sad. 3 innocent lives gone, young kids.
it's upsetting. So hopefully the other 4 get better and everyone can get through this, but it's a tough time, especially in this area.
Oh, terrible. Just when it happens so close to home and when it's happening in our own suburb where we've been for 20 years, it's devastating to know that this sort of thing has gone on. Awful.
Now, this incident has sent shockwaves throughout the community, right up to Premier Chris Minns, who has released a statement about this. He said that the children deserved love and protection and a caring home, and that his love and thoughts are with the surviving family members. He also paid tribute to the emergency service workers who he says fought hard to save lives and who will also be recovering in their own way after what was a horrible night here in Layla Park.
Jess, we know police believe the father is responsible. What can you tell us about the investigation?
That's right. So no charges have been laid yet, and that's because the father is in hospital currently in an induced coma. So police will wait for him to wake up from that before they question him. We also know that he has no violent criminal history and he did not have an apprehended violence order taken out against him. Some neighbours in this area, though, say that he had been acting differently in the past week. And of course, Gemma, this is harrowing information given what's happened here.
A search for missing Lake Macquarie man in New South Wales continues for a second day, and Luke Smith has been missing since Saturday night.
It's a sombre scene here at Lake Macquarie, where the search effort for missing man Luke Smith continues today. Now, it's understood Mr. Smith went overboard on Saturday night after the boat he was in with 3 other friends capsized after hitting a marker buoy. 3 of the young men were picked up by a passing vessel and taken to safety on shore. One of them was taken to hospital and treated for hypothermia, while the captain of the vessel was taken to hospital as well, but for mandatory testing. Now, search efforts continued yesterday and have ramped up again today, despite the foggy and cold conditions. The family of Luke Smith have remained on site since Saturday night, sitting vigil to hear any word of Luke. They've thanked the community for their support, saying that they've been showered with pizza, coffee and other shows of community love. They've also thanked the search and rescue teams for their continuous effort.
The path has cleared for Melbourne Airport rail projects after a long-standing battle between Melbourne Airport and the state government came to an end.
Melbourne Airport has agreed to the Victorian Government's preferred option of building the airport rail link station above ground. Now, it's been a long-standing dispute which has caused a lot of delay to the project. The Victorian Government was pushing for an above-ground station because it was more costly, it would be cheaper, and they would see the project completed sooner. But the airport for some time now has been pushing to have that station built underground. Today, it announced that it would agree to build the station above ground, which has been welcome news for many. We're here at Airport West at the moment, where we recently spoke to the Mayor, Pierce Tyson. He welcomed the news and said it would have a positive effect on the wider community. Here's a bit of what he had to say.
The airport has finally come to the table, and I thank them for conceding this point on the underground station, because really that's been the thing that's been standing in the way of this project getting done. We've been waiting over half a century in our community, and we just really wanted it to get bloody done.
The airport CEO said this is a compromise, but it was something that needed to be done. It's hoping the new airport rail link will be open by 2030 when it opens its 3rd runway, and we'll see an exceptional amount of growth take place, with about 45 million passengers due to pass through Melbourne Airport each year. So certainly welcome news, and now we just wait to see when construction can start and when the new timeline will be released.
National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sport. Stay with us.
Accept the challenge. Choose PNG's favorite purified bottled water. True Wara, 100% PNG made.
Proudly bottled by Paradise Foods.
Hamamas One-Time Telecom's Good Plan Mobile Data Plans. With 8 exclusive mobile data plans to choose from, select a plan that best suits your budget. You can purchase a plan for as low as 3 kina for 1 gigabyte of data valid for 24 hours. Or receive 130 gigabyte of data valid for 30 days for only 150 kina. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime. Terms and conditions apply.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy-pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
At IPI Catering, we understand the intricacies of the environments in which we work, providing innovative, fresh and creative catering solutions. Our experience and commitment is a winning combination, delivering great food anywhere and anytime. IPI Catering, part of the IPI group of companies.
It's the simple things that make life more meaningful and memorable. To rejuvenate in a perfect setting and enjoy every moment. It's about your time, enjoying great taste, to relax and unwind. Shady Rest Hotel, a great place to stay in paradise.
Brush to the beat with Colgate for healthy teeth. Brush twice a day for 2 minutes, that's all you need. Brush to the Colgate beat. Come on now everybody, join in on the fun for long-lasting healthy teeth. 2 minutes of brushing twice a day, bright smiles, bright futures with Colgate. Brush to the Colgate beat. Come on now everybody, join in on the fun for long-lasting healthy teeth.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections, and business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
MTV presents Vocal Fusion Season 11 2024. Final Cuts 1 and 2. Airs this Sunday at 7:30. Stay tuned to your number one to watch, MTV.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The Mount Hagen city in Western Highlands province came alive with the vibrant spirit of community and fitness at the annual Trukai Fun Run with the theme Our Steps, Their Dreams. This event is co-hosted by the PNG Olympics Committee and Trukai Industries Limited and holds special significance as it rallies its support for Team PNG ahead of their journey to the 2024 Paris Olympic Games.
As early as 6 o'clock in the morning, thousands of excited participants took to the street of Mount Hagen to partake in the Trukai Fun Run, an event that promotes health, wellness, and unity within the community. This fun run serves as a platform to raise crucial funds through the sales of 10 Kina Trukai Fun Run t-shirt, with all the proceeds directly contributing to supporting Team PNG in the upcoming Olympic Games. Mount Hagen police personnel with the provincial police commander joined this annual event. Their presence not only ensured the event, but also signifies their friendship with the province they serve. Mount Hagen sales manager Charles Bilisin thanked the police personnel, Gadok security, and other parties who joined the fun run. The Trukai Fun Run in Mount Hagen proved to be a resounding success, with participants and spectators alike and the sense of togetherness that permitted the event. Meanwhile, Dr. Ilu from Mount Hagen General Hospital highlighted the importance of health officers during the fun run. Since 2000, Trukai Industries Limited has been the proud sponsor of Trukai Fun Run and has demonstrated a long-standing commitment to promoting sports, health, fitness and national pride. Edward Luke, National MTV News, Mount Hagen.
The PNG Hunters pulled off a stunning upset in round 17 of the Host Plus Cup, defeating the North Devils 20 points to 18 at full time. The victory allows the Hunters to maintain their top 8 spot in the competition ladder. The Hunters face the Central Queensland Kappas next week in round 18 in front of a home crowd in Port Moresby. In an exciting development for rugby enthusiasts, the Warrakum Bulls team has received a special boost ahead of their participation in the Gomis Rugby League competition, with a sponsorship support of Jesse set from Epoins Construction Limited.
The Warrakum Bulls, renewed for their competitive spirit and dedication to the sport, were presented with a striking new set of jerseys by Epoins Construction in a ceremony that was filled with interest and anticipation yesterday. The partnership between Epoins Construction and the Warrakum Bulls underscores the importance of corporate support in fostering local sports initiative and promoting talent with the community. While presenting the jersey, Epoins Construction Project Manager Rodney Ipape encouraged the team. Warrakum Bulls team president Ronnie Ipape elaborates more on the team and thanked Epoins Construction.
Kerabim League and the PNG Rugby League, so Mila Warrakum Bulls kisim team come in for Gomis League. Na Mila participate lo 2024 season. Na today Mila mas lo kisim ol Mila sets of uniform or Epoins sponsoring the sets of uniform na come give me today na magi round in of film and new jersey. Thank you go again Epoins company am sponsoring all team okadap lo paboningani not only in Hagen but okadap injelo paboningani na keep him all magi awelo or sandin lo involved more lo street na disakaim.
With their fresh new look and renewed determination, the Warrakum Bulls have defeated the Gomis Young Guns yesterday with a score range of 6-0, which captivating fans with their skills and sportsmanship. Mr. Ipape said they aim to be on the top of the ladder in this season. Edward Luke, National MTV News, Mount Hagen.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
It's here. The Able Home and Office Mid-Year Nationwide Sale. Get up to 50% off on wide selections and save on popular items like computers, computer accessories, printing supplies, smartphones, small appliances, school supplies, and so much more. This is a limited time offer, so hurry. Go to your nearest stores now or call the numbers below the screen now for more details.
Number 1 Super, ilike mall member, iyama mas na stop good. Time only retire or finish slow walk. Suppose you put in 10 kina more long contribution belong you, long one week, you buy cartons and 50,000 kina more. Time you finish slow walk. Ring him mipla now, nakisi more talk sawe. Long all way, you can up him super saving belong you.
Top up up now with Telecom's Good Plus More bundles. Subscribe to any of Telecom's More bundle plans, ranging from 3 kina to 75 kina to enjoy unlimited on-net calls, more SMS, more data with increased off-net minutes. Choose from 8 exclusive plans, packed with more value to experience seamless communication with your family and friends. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime. Terms and conditions apply.
The cost of cyber crime was around 3 trillion. And in 2025, there's a report by a company called Cyber Ventures. They said that it will reach 10.3 trillion by the year 2025. At that point, the laws are needed to be drilled down and then be specific to each technology. Like there has to be one for the satellites, there has to be one for email servers, there has to be one for recordings.
That's on 7 p.m. tonight.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennau, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. Cricket PNG and Cricket Insurance Group have renewed a partnership which will see cricketers receive insurance for the rest of this year.
This is the 4th year Capital Insurance have partnered with Cricket PNG. The partnership was renewed at the Amini Park today. Capital Insurance Group Chief Operating Officer Richard Goswell said they are pleased to support Cricket PNG.
Particularly excited about the performance of the Barramundis at the recent ICC World Cup. To see a PNG side competing at that stage is wonderful, and we're sure that'll be the beginning of many opportunities for PNG teams to be at ICC.
Cricket Chief Executive Officer thanked Capital Insurance for enabling the national team to receive insurance. Cricket are currently arranging a medical staff plan, which they hope will extend insurance to their staff.
Capital Insurance currently covers us for when we tour away, in particular. We do have some liability stuff around this ground, so if people get injured around here, we've got some coverage there. But as I said before, what we want to do is extend that into a more medical type of coverage. So, you know, if we can do that, we're starting to provide a higher level of care for our athletes as well as for the staff. So, for us when we travel, this is a pretty important component.
Estagane, Trukai Sports.
Moniplus Capital Rugby Union played its round 2 matches at the Bava Park yesterday. Our sports reporter James Guken has more.
Mets coordinator Petere Killory updated Trukai Sports about the main game that took place.
Agrid Marlins after Agrid Marlins, and we're going to have Nova and University Piggies premiere at 1 o'clock. And 3 o'clock main game, Marlins and Harlequins. Harlequins now is unbeaten on the unbeaten record from round 1 till now, halfway to round 2.
He further mentioned about some laws and game changes that are implemented in the games with the help of Queensland Referees Association.
Teams getting better every weekend. There's a couple of laws changed after World Cups in every 4 years. Law change, so we also apply those laws through World Rugby through Oceania, and comes through PNG Rugby, and also help of Queensland Rugby Association, Referees Association. So we apply them, and clubs or teams adopted into it well.
He also thanked the sponsors. James Guken, Trukai Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The Moniplus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. True Kai Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Kai. True Kai, true inspiration through generations.
Be on board this revolution. Introducing our new range of devices and giveaway frenzy. Buy a device and get a free boombox and enjoy 7 days of free streaming to MGEMs. But that's not all. You will also receive 5 gigabytes every month for the next 6 months. That's a whopping 30 gigabytes of data. Don't miss this extraordinary opportunity. Head to your nearest telecom retail outlet to grab one today. Terms and conditions apply.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
more than the life we've known. There is more to what the future holds. You be holy when I walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to be living incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours in the southern region: Port Moresby City, mostly fine. Daru, partly cloudy. Kerema, partly cloudy with a shower or two. Alotau, partly cloudy with possible few showers. Popondetta, mostly fine and partly cloudy. In the Mumase region, Lae City, partly cloudy with possible brief showers. Madang, mostly fine. Wewak, partly cloudy. Vanimo, partly cloudy with chances of some showers and possible thunderstorm. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, cloudy with periods of rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kaveg, mostly cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopo and Rabaul, mostly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kimbe, cloudy with possible brief showers. Buka, mostly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, partly cloudy with few afternoon showers and possible thunderstorm. Goroka, Bans and Kundiawa, partly cloudy with possible few showers and thunderstorm. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, partly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorm.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and the weather for Monday, the 8th of July, 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.